Montague is bound as well as I, in penalty alike, and 'tis not hard, I think, for men so old as we to keep the peace.
Of honorable reckoning are you both, and pity 'tis you lived at odds so long. But now, my lord, what say you to my suit?
But saying o'er what I have said before, my child is yet a stranger in the world. She hath not seen change of 14 years. Let 2 more summers wither in her pride, ere we may think her ripe to be a bride.
Younger than she, our happy mother's maid.
And too soon married are those sorely made. Earth hath swallowed all my hopes, but she is the hopeful lady of my earth. But woo her, gentle Paris will get her heart. My will to her consent is but a part, and she agree within her scope of choice lies my consent. And fair according voice, this night I hold an old accustomed feast, where to I have invited many a guest, such as I love. And you, among the store, one more, at my poor house look to behold this night. Earth treading stars that make dark heaven light, such as comfort as do lusty young men feel when well apparelled, April on the heel of limping winter treads. Even such delight among fresh fennel buds shall you this night inherit my house here all see, and like her most whose merit most shall be, which on more view of many, mine being one, may stand in numbers through in reckoning none. Come go with me, go Syra, trudge about. Through fair Verona, find those persons out whose names are written there, and to them say my house and welcome their pleasure stay.
Find them whose names are written here. It is written that the shoemaker should mend with his yard, and the tailor with his glass, the fisher with his pencil, and the painter with his nets. But I am sent to find those persons whose names are here writ, and can never find out names the writing persons hath here writ. I must to the learned.
Okay.
Tut man, one man's fire burns out another's burning. One pain is lessened by another's anguish. Turn giddy and be hope by backwards turning. One dispersion brief cures with another's languish. Take thou some new infection to thy eye, and the rank poison of the old will die.
Your plantain leaf is excellent for that.
For what, I pray thee?
For your broken shin.
Why, Romeo, art thou mad?
Not mad, but bound more than a madman is. Locked up in prison, kept without my food, whipped and tormented and goddamn good fellow.
God give you then, sir. I pray, can you read?
Aye, mine own fortune in my misery.
Perhaps you have learned it for some book, but I pray, can you read anything you see?
Aye, if I know the letters and the language.
You see, honestly, rest you, Mary.
Stay, sir, I can read. Signor Martino and his wife and daughters, County Anselm and his beauteous sisters, the lady widow of Vitruvio, Signor Placentio and his lovely nieces, Mercutio and his brother Valentine, mine uncle Capulet, his wife and daughters, my fair niece Rosaline, Livia, Signor Valentio and his cousin Tybalt, Lucio and the lively Helena. A fair assembly, whither should they come?
Up.
Whither? To supper?
To our house.
Whose house?
My master's house.
Indeed, I should have asked you that before.
Tell you without asking, my master is the great rich Capulet, and if you be not of the house of the Montagues, I pray, come, crush a cup of wine, rest you married.
At the same ancient feast of Capulets, soups the fair Rosaline, whom thou so loves, with all the admired beauties of Verona. Go thither, and with unattained eye compare her face with some that I show, and I will make thee think thy swan a crow.
when the devout religion of mine eye maintains such falsehood, then turn tears to fires, and these who often drown could never die. Transparent heretics be burned for liars. One fairer than my love, the all-seeing sun ne'er saw her match since first the world begun.
Tut, you saw her fair, none else, being by, herself poised with herself in either eye. But that crystal scales, let there be weighed over lady's love against some other maid. That I will show you shining at this feast, and she shall scant show well that now seems best.
I'll go along, no such sight to be shown, but to rejoice in splendor of mine own.
Hey George, do you miss
Yes.
Cassidy?
Dude, I hate you! Yes!